Alright, I finally got this piece of turd to work. Anyways, this is Lazy Work Creations Q&A. I'll be answering all your questions until I can get a better computer that'll help me do my reviews better and more effectively, and one that won't fail on me. So, first person I'm gonna answer to is JPrime777. Hey, 3 sevens! Jackpot! Anyways, the first question he asked is, what's the worst game you've ever played? Now this is a tough one. So tough I don't even know how to answer that, but there's a lot of bad games I've played, but I can't really compare them. The worst one would either have to be Deadly Towers or Dennis the Menace. Shit. Well, let's answer your second question. Number 2. What's the best game you've played? Or best game you've ever played? Again, a tough question. I don't really know how to answer that, but let's see. There's a lot of great games I've played, and I really don't know. It kind of depends. I mean, if it's an RPG, for me it's Super Mario RPG Adventure. Well, there's a lot, and they're mostly from the Super Nintendo, and maybe some on other consoles, but so far it's all from Super Nintendo. Next question by Honey Nut Cheerios 1337. What was it with the 1337 again? Well, anyways, his question is, hey Wizworld, was just wondering what games for the Wii are you planning to get? Prime 3, Galaxy, Brawl, others? What games would I get for the Wii? Well, I got Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. The game's pretty good, but it looks like you could have done this on the GameCube, but the only difference is probably the control, and the Wii does it the best. And Mario Galaxy, well, hopefully it won't suck, but then again, so far it hasn't really that much. The only thing I'm questioning is the camera angle, which really pisses me off in all of the 3D Mario games. And Brawl, would I get Brawl? It's a must-buy for the Wii because it's Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Let's see. Well, for me, because like I don't have a lot of people to play with, and with Smash Bros. Series, it's more fun if you play with a lot of people. And hopefully they have that online feature, because if it doesn't, well, it's just gonna be like one of those other Smash Brothers we've been playing all the time. It's the same thing. And well, the one-player system, well, for me, it's not that fun. Like after a while, like I'm like playing with Samus for a while, then shit, Pikachu, yada yada yada. Then it starts to get boring. It feels kind of like work. The only interesting thing about Smash Brothers was probably the event mode in the GameCube version. And would I get others? Let's see, I got Resident Evil 4, the Wii edition, which is pretty great, though I still have some gripes about it. Let's see. Well, maybe others, and eventually, like, if they make some interesting titles that don't suck. Because for now, the Wii has some pretty sucky games at the moment, like the PS3. Next! The guy with a weird name. Well, that's a pretty weird name, don't you think? Well, anyways, this is his question. If they made Metal Gear 64, would it sell great? I mean, N64 owners could experience the joy of snapping necks while wearing a badass bandana. Yes, I think it would sell great since Metal Gear is a great game, and like, you know, anyone played the GameCube remake? Yeah? Or actually, yeah. There is a GameCube remake of it, so why not go on that? I mean, it did sell pretty good. But the thing is, okay, but let's talk about the N64. But the thing I'm wondering is, could it handle it? I mean, the only game that came from the PlayStation 2, is, from what I remember, was Resident Evil 2. And well, I've never tried the PlayStation version because I'm not a fan of the older Resident Evil game because they're too much puzzle based. I mean, I want action, and that's what Resident Evil 4 gives, but that game fails as a sequel, sadly. But it's a great game on its own. but we're not talking about that. Yes, it would sell great if there was a Metal Gear 64. But there's a remake of it, so it doesn't really matter. Next question by Joey BMX. What's the worst Super Nintendo game you've ever played? There's a lot, but the worst I'm gonna have to say for now is Dennis the Menace. Next question. What's the best Super Nintendo game you've ever played? Jeez. It's almost the same thing like that other question. Let's see. There's a lot, but it just depends. But one of the best would be Super Metroid, Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Mario RPG, Illusion of Gaia, and others. So, hope that answers your question. Well, that's the end of that edition. So if you have any questions you want to ask, just send them. I'll try and make it work so I can do it, because so far with how crappy my computer is right now, I just really can't do reviews other than probably just make a video, because it's just so laggy. And yes, I am trying to work to get the money for it, but you know, sorry buddy, it's not my fault. Blame the computer. Torgo. Oh, and anyways, I want to try something for this Q&A. I'm gonna have a subject, and like, let's say if the subject is about the Wii, you ask questions about the Wii. And for other games, like for other stuff, well, you get the idea. If I put a subject, you do it, and if I put the subject, etc., you can ask whatever you want. So this time the subject is going to be about the Wii. Any questions you got about the Wii, I'll try and answer them. This is WizWar 100. Stay tuned for more.